This is Harry Judd for Boxing Social in partnership with Empire Fight Store. New year 2023. I am joined by John Ryder. Good breakaway, good new year. Happy New Year, first of all, mate.
Yeah, happy New Year. Thanks for having me on. It's nice start to the year. I suppose big show next weekend. Well, big couple of shows coming up. Obviously, Javante Davis just boxed. So yeah, mate, it's started pretty soon, isn't it?
It has already kicked into gear. The press conferences that are looming, the fight nights are looming. So boxing is back. But look, I last saw you out in Leeds at the Warrington fight. You're on comms for DAZN. Yeah, is that something that you see yourself going on into after your career?
Mate, you never know. I mean, I was asked to do it, and I mean, it's an honour to share the comms with the likes of Mike Costello and my good friend Darren Barker. So, I mean, yeah, for years I've listened to fights on the radio in the past when Mike was on Five Live, and really felt like I was there watching live. So, I mean, to be on the commentary with him was great. But I mean, moving forward, that is something I'll do regular, but it's another string to the bow. So you never know once my fighting days are over if it's something I'll go down.
Yeah, I mean, it was a good event. Obviously, shame in terms of Warrington and the way that finished, but and also shame that England lost. It was a good event, but it had some downfalls. That's to say the least.
Yeah, I mean, it seemed to forget, don't we, that the England game was on in the arena. I don't know if there's ever been done before, but what an event! And I mean, where people thought it was going to die down for the football, it picked up and everyone got there. So it was a great turnout. Shame about the result, like you say.
Yeah, I mean, I was surprised that it was so busy so early on, but that venue, the Leeds, the arena is so good for boxing, and it looked incredible. And I was so glad that everyone turned out. It was a great night.
Yeah, no, it's fantastic. No, I mean, shame about the results and Josh, obviously, what a fight he put on though. But just a shame the way it went. But we all know he'll come again.
Look, obviously we have to talk about things going on in your career. Looking forward to this year, but you are the WBO interim champion now. They are, we've spoken about it numerous times in terms of the Canelo. Is he coming? Is he not? But let's first of all talk about your career leading up to this. I mean, ever since that loss in 2019 to Callum Smith, your career's gone exponentially. It's just gone mad exponentially. Yeah. When you lost to Callum Smith in 2019, did you ever feel like you would be in that position where you are now?
I did, and I believed I'd be there a lot sooner, but obviously COVID came along and really scuppered those plans. I was due to be in a big fight, I think, of summer that year, so say July time of 2020, and obviously COVID just really knows that for me. But obviously a slow period, two fights in 2 years. Lucky enough to get to Miami for one of them, and then Austria for the next. But 2022 hit, and fantastic start to the year. Obviously beating Danny Jacobs, and then fantastic end to the year, picking up the WBO interim and beating Zach Parker. So listen, I feel I've earned this shot now. I think I deserve this. Listen, it's the fight with Zach Parker could have been for the world title had things been different, but it wasn't. And I want my shot at Canelo. I think I deserve it. I think I've earned it probably 2 or 3 times over now. So I don't want to be upgraded and get a new belt through the post and just to get a message or an email or a call from Eddie saying you're WBO world champion now. I want to fight a champion. I want to earn it. I want to win it the proper way, and I believe that I deserve that now.
I read a quote that you said it would be interesting to fight him in London. It will be very big, but the truth is I have not negotiated an opponent yet. I'm focused on my rehab of my hand and see how I feel in January. See what the doctor tells me. So that's his feelings at the moment. What are the discussions that you know? Has it got any more forward than it was last year?
No, at the moment I think it's still obviously we'll give him to mid January before we start piling the pressure on. But listen, I suppose he's just getting back into the swing of things like we all are, and in time I'm sure he'll make his decision. But listen, those dates are his, aren't they? Cinco de Mayo and September. So hopefully I can be the man in the opposite corner come Cinco de Mayo, whether it be London, the States, or Mexico.
Tottenham, Emirates, or Wembley, Eddie Anderson, in that infamous interview after Zach Parker. Which one of those three would be the main one for you? The Emirates, I suppose, would it be?
Well, the Emirates would be great and be the first boxing event there. Obviously, the Cassius Clay Henry Cooper fight was there, but was it 1966 before he was Muhammad Ali at the old Highbury Stadium? We've obviously had Fury and AJ in their fights at Tottenham Stadium and Wembley. So yeah, I mean it'd be good to be the first to do it at the Emirates. But listen, I know Canelo's the A side of this, and it makes a lot of sense to have it in Vegas or Mexico on that particular weekend.
So no bones about going abroad in his back garden or going over to Mexico, Vegas to have this fight.
No, I mean if you're gonna fight a champion, you expect to go to the champion's backyard, and so be it. I mean, a ring's a ring. I fought in front of the Mexican fans before on Cinco de Mayo weekend, and they are baying for blood. So it doesn't matter whether you're fighting in Mexico or not. They're gonna boo you. They're gonna cheer you.
How do you think he'd cope with the UK crowd?
Like again, it's probably nothing he's never seen before. He's been on the B side of a card fighting the likes of Mayweather and other big names in the sport. So I don't think it'll bother him. I think he'll probably realise what a star he is if he comes to the UK and what a fan base he's got here. But I'm sure he'll get it done at some point in the rematch, possibly.
Yeah, I mean, look, you're not only for you and not only for I think everyone wants to have him in the UK. You know, with him potentially coming to the UK, do you think he sees how big boxing has become here in this country?
Well, yeah, I think obviously the likes of Tyson Fury and Dillian White at Tottenham last year, and AJ and Usyk at the Tottenham ground, and the fights at Wembley Stadium with Dillian White and Fury. So he'd have seen all those. He'd have seen AJ against Klitschko there, and how they sell, and even the likes of like the Cardiff Stadium, when they put the roof over, what it looks like as an indoor show, how big an event it can be. So I'm sure he knows what the UK can offer, but I mean, at the particular weekends he fights, I don't know if it works out for his people and the American fans to watch a fight at midday for their star.
Yeah, I mean, is May still the date that we're chatting, or is it that changed? You know, I know there's obviously a question really for Eddie, but you know, when are we likely to get an announcement here or there for when you're next out?
Well, I think he's got till May 8th to defend the WBO title. Otherwise, I get upgraded. Which, listen, it's you're not going to grumble at it, but I would prefer to actually fight for the title. Do you know what I mean? But listen, there's still a lot of time yet. We're still very early days into 2023. So hopefully in the coming weeks we can get some clarification and really move forward.
How do you prepare for Canelo?
Oh mate, just fill your chin and your body with concrete. Um, it's hard. I can tell you a dozen ways to beat him, and he's got to find a way for all of them. But I think just go in there with a game plan in place and not get careless, not get reckless, but be confident in your abilities. I mean, we've seen him last year. He's not looked his vintage self. He's been beaten by Bivol, and
Hmm.
although he beat Golovkin, who was coming up in weight, he didn't look his vintage self. So there's obviously signs that he's on the decline. But then again, he's going to have a surgery on his wrist, I think it was. So maybe that was playing a bigger part than we realised. But I mean, I'm hoping and I'm confident that I'll be the man in the opposite corner come Cinco de Mayo weekend to test if these injuries were the cause or if he really is on a decline.
Yeah, I mean, look, I want to see the fight. We all want to see the fight. I'm hoping in saying that everyone in the UK is in your corner, and so they should be. How much footage have you watched of Canelo? Because he's obviously on the zone, and we've seen lots of fights. But how much footage have you watched now?
I've probably seen every fight of his since 2007. I was a fan long before I was considered a rival, if you
Mm.
could say that. But listen, I'm a boxing fan anyway, so most shows I watch and catch up on. So yeah, it's not going to be hard for me to study tape of Canelo, that's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, what you are obviously the underdog in this fight. That's no question in saying as well. But you know, what key skills do you have that could beat Canelo?
Well, I think I've been the underdog in the Smith fight, in the Jacobs fight, in the Parker fight, and I mean, you've seen the performances I can put on. So I mean, I just think put my best foot forward. Like I say, I think my game is up close, so got to stick to Canelo like glue and just really get up close and settle in and not give him that mid range that he's so good with. He's so good with the hooks and the straight shots and switched it from head to body, sending you the feints that he's going to go to the head and crushing you with a rib shot. So just got to be wise to his wily old tricks and just be sensible in there, not get carried away.
Do you take motivation in that, the underdog? I suppose, yeah, because you've been the underdog a few times now. Do you take motivation in that? Does that like grit your teeth and make you go a little bit harder?
Yeah, definitely. I think it's one of those, isn't it? It's you can use it as I don't care because no one's expecting nothing of me, but I use it as a thing of that I'm going to prove you, I'm going to show you what I can do. So yeah, keep that in me, and I'll keep proving you wrong.
Obviously, I've spoken to you before on how you beat Canelo, the baseball bat jibe and things like that. Has that changed? Yeah, has it? Have you changed your mind and changed tactics and gone through it? How you beat Canelo?
Yeah, I mean the old tongue in cheek comment about a baseball bat. Obviously, we don't use baseball bats in boxing. Um, but no, yeah, I mean, obviously going off his last performances, I'm not an in and out boxer like Bivol.
Hmm.
And for me, that would be a silly game for me to play because, like I say, Canelo is so good with the mid range and the counter punching. So I feel like yeah, me getting up close and being in his face and often doing what Canelo does to other people, using his size to his advantage. I think that could be a good thing for me in there.
Is this the last hurrah?
Mate, who knows? I mean, I don't plan on losing there, so I plan on winning. So I'm sure we'll get the rematch and go from there.
Top man. And finally, then, because he will be watching, what's your message to Canelo?
Just hope the hand's healing well, the wrist. Hope we can get it on Cinco de Mayo weekend, wherever it be in the world, and look forward to facing in the opposite corner.
John, it's an absolute pleasure, mate. Thanks for the Boxing Social and enjoy the rest of your day. And we expect, we hope, we dream of that news to come out that you will be fighting Canelo Álvarez for the WBO title. Thank you so much. Talking to Boxing Social.
That's it. Thank you, Harry.